Everything that you know and love is going to change on the internet August 5th, 2020, thanks to Google Chrome. 5.75 seconds. Now, what we're going to talk about is why, even going out over that 0.75 seconds, even though I had something really interesting to tell you, is going to really matter coming up, like I said, on August 5th, 2020. If you're already entertained, like and subscribe. If not, stick around. We're going to talk. So August 5th, 2020 is going to be a very interesting day online for YouTubers and advertisers alike. And the reason for this is that the Coalition for Better Ads has basically come out with a standards and practices that shows that entirely disruptive ads or intrusive ads are going to need to change a little bit. So when you watch a YouTube video like this, if it's a certain length and it's over 10 minutes long, you're allowed to put in a mid-channel ad. Basically, as soon as you get to 5, 7, 8 minutes, there can be an ad that pops up. Now, this can be positive for YouTubers because in a lot of situations, this just means that they get more money as long as they're able to be monetized. But most YouTubers try to keep them in the beginning and the end. You're really trying to put ads in the middle just to increase revenue, which is a positive thing. But at the same time, on a 12-minute video, seeing 2 to 3 ads, just a little bit difficult to kind of justify that. Now, if you're one of the YouTubers that does this, you're probably not thinking that this is as much of a positive thing, but as a viewer, it really does help you. And I think it's a wonderful thing that Google's actually come along and done. The other thing that's going to be affected are ads that can't be skipped. So those 5-second ads where you just wait 5 seconds, hit skip ads, and then you're onto your video, or at least you're onto another ad that you can do the same thing to. Those are okay because you can skip them. But watching ads that show a 30-second ad for a 15-second clip, I'm not going to mention names, but there's a certain sports network that this drives me nuts regarding. That is going to be eliminated as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how Google Chrome and that push the rest of the world into making sure that ads are specifically generated and targeted towards audience, not disruptive though. So again, a small change it seems like, but I think it's going to really help the experience, and you're still going to see people try to sneak in ads here and there. That's not going to change, but at the same time, your experience as a viewer should be absolutely better than it was in the past. Now, personally, I think this is going to create a really interesting situation because if you have Google, that's Google, and is part of YouTube, and YouTube's part of it, and they're all in the same company, and it's all amazing. What you have to figure out is exactly how to reach your audience, to target your audience within 5 seconds. Now, you've actually probably been a part of systems that this has taken place where it's absolutely possible. My first thought is Vine, a 6-second video, and people's careers went crazy. Millions and millions of views with 6-second videos that just showed up over and over and over again. TikTok is following the same model. 15 seconds, and people are getting millions upon millions of views and millions of followers. And even somebody who has a small amount of followers might get their video seen 100, 500, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 times just out of circumstance for having the right ad. And I think that YouTube ad campaign, even if you have a 15-second total ad or a 30-second total ad, what you're going to see is companies utilizing that Vine and TikTok model in order to capture your attention quickly and keep you there. Because if it's an interesting ad or it has somebody that you love, personally, I'm a huge Kansas City Chiefs fan. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Tyrann Mathieu, all of those guys, if they're on an ad, I want to see the ad. Jason Momoa was just on a Super Bowl ad during the Super Bowl that the Chiefs won, which was amazing, by the way. And I've got to tell you that even though every single woman in the room was watching the Jason Momoa ad, I was watching it too because he's freaking Aquaman. He was Khal Drogo in one of my favorite shows, Game of Thrones. Watching him translated to more eyes on the screen. Now you're talking about a crowd that is 95% Chiefs fans at the party that I went to. Everybody watched Jason Momoa. Very few people this time seemed to watch any other commercial, but because it was him, they watched the whole thing. And it was funny and hilarious and had a great storyline. So that's fantastic, but the number one thing was they knew how to capture your attention immediately. Jason Momoa, stars that you know. And in a 5-second ad before you hit skip, if you've got Jason Momoa, or for me, Patrick Mahomes, or somebody else, and they're sitting there telling you about a product, I am far more likely to watch that ad. So what you're going to see is storyline development. You're going to see probably more famous people on those ads, because even though the attention span is getting shorter, because they have now said those are okay, mid-clip ads are not, and other ads are probably going to go by the wayside as well, you're going to see all of that focus, all of that generation, all of that money going towards the monetization of a 5-second ad, which is something that I've got to be honest with you, we've never seen outside of those social media platforms that I just discussed. And those social media platforms have their problems as well. TikTok is absolutely amazing, but the age range is a little difficult. So you have to figure out what products and who are going to go into those. Do you want somebody that's an established actor that is talking about whatever the product is for an older generation, or do you want somebody new to talk about a younger product that might not be as monetized, might not be as it might not make the company as much money? So it's going to be an interesting balance, and personally I think it's going to be a pretty amazing thing. But you, in several ways, need to think about this as well. If you're a YouTuber and you're producing content on here every day, every week, every month, and you're actually monetized at this point, you're going to have to start thinking about making sure that your ads are in a good clump, in a good section, and they're done right, so that your people are sticking with it, and knowing that if you've been putting in those mid-clip ads, you need to start thinking about how you're going to generate that money if you're counting on it every month. Also, on top of that, if you're somebody that is an advertiser, just like I've been talking about, if you're looking at new ways to do things, start now. Don't wait till August 5th to make sure that you know exactly how to capture somebody's attention within 5 seconds. I tried it at the beginning of this video. Did it work? Maybe, maybe not. But I'm going to be trying to make sure that that happens, so that if I ever do advertise a product on YouTube, I know exactly how to do it. If I know that I can grow my TikTok audience, that's probably a good sign that I know how to do that as well. So make sure that everything you're doing, if you're in marketing, advertising, or if you're a YouTuber, has to do with that 5-second rule that they're about to see and is about to become very, very important. And again, guys, if I'm wrong and you guys have other opinions, or you have some more facts to add, comment down below. I'd love to hear everything that you have to say, and I'm happy to make a video following up and saying, here's where I was wrong, here's where I was right. But based on all the articles and information that I've read and seen, this is kind of where we're going. Also, on the comment side, don't forget to like and subscribe to this video and hit the notification bell if you are enjoying it so far. So what does this have to do with you? Well, I've been kind of describing that the entire time, but the number one thing is that if you're really looking at not just this year, but the entirety of the future of advertising, we are going down to almost, it seems like, microscopic levels to make sure that we get the attention that we're looking for. If it's 5 seconds now, who knows what it's going to be in the future? It's a flash in the pan moment. You don't think it can go any further down, but that's what's going to drive it. And you can still create 30-second ads, but your number one target, the number one thing that you need to look at doing, is making sure that everything you're concentrating on, your focus, is that initial hit. That initial, this is what I'm trying to sell you, this is what I'm trying to have you believe, this is how you're going to remember my name, whether it's a symbol, a short video, a famous individual, somebody who is maybe not necessarily world famous, but is famous in your, why can't I think of what I'm trying to say? In your niche. We've talked about niches on this. Whatever it might be, make sure that the person that you have, even if it's you, is a well-respected individual, or if it's a video clip, if it's something funny, make sure that they, the audience, is enjoying your content. Because if you don't, it's going to start being real difficult for you to keep up, and keep up with advertising, and keep up with understanding exactly how to capture people's attention. And guys, one last little bit of advice. This isn't something that is going to completely change the scope of advertising, obviously, but it does seem to be where it's going. Being able to catch people has always been interesting, and advertisers have used tricks forever. There was, back when I was growing up, there were always, and this probably seems like it's happening now too, but there were always these really loud commercials in the beginning. They'd get your attention, and then you'd pay attention. That was how they got your attention. They'd have a loud, white noise coming in, or a loud screech, or a bomb, or something like that, and all of a sudden they've got your attention, and then they would go on with the ad. Or they would start with a few seconds of silence, and then they'd start the ad, so that you'd go, why is my TV off? Oh, now I'm paying attention. It's always going to be tips and tricks to how to develop these things. But what I would consider, if I were listening to this video, if I were anybody that was looking to go into advertising, if I were somebody that was just like, how exactly do I need to practice this on a daily basis? Guys, TikTok's there. Whether you like it or not, TikTok is going to be where people's eyes are. And if they don't like your content within a second, they're going to scroll up and see the next video, find someone they follow, or whatever it might be. If you really want to perfect your ability to get people engaged and interested in you and your content, the best thing to do is just download the TikTok app, which, by the way, I'm not paid in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying it is a 15-second based ad. Everything that happens in that ad platform is 15 seconds, but that's the totality of it. I think they can actually go up to 60 or something like that, but when you're just recording a clip yourself, the totality of it is 15 seconds. 15 seconds. And they can skip you at any point. So if they find you boring at 7, they're skipped. If they find you boring at 2, they can skip you. So it's really smart to go in and really take a look at exactly how to make sure that you can grow your audience there, because if somebody is following you and enjoying your content, that means that you're going to be able to go into these YouTube ads, video ads on Facebook and the like, and really make sure that you capture their attention well, because you have so much practice at doing it on that platform. And guys, for my very last word, thank you so much for following. Remember that you can follow me on pretty much any social media at Alexander from KC, or go to my website, alexanderhowell.com, and just check out more of the YouTube videos as well. They should be on one of the sides of the screen here. If you're looking at it, it's probably the right, but it's also below the video if you're on mobile. So just take a look at those. Comment, like, share, subscribe, and look forward to next time.